Hello and welcome to How to Write a Short Film with me, Anthony Hett, the film coach. In this episode I'm going to be taking a look at writing dialogue. Now this is definitely one of my favourite stages of developing and writing a script, and I've no doubt that writing dialogue is probably one of your favourite stages as well. Now, if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that I think it's absolutely crucial for you to fully know and understand your characters and plot before you even start to think about writing dialogue. However, that said, I do think there are several things that you can be doing in order to develop and improve your dialogue writing skills. And these are watching, reading, and listening. So watching, I think it's really important to try and watch as many films and as much TV as you possibly can. And I know that this just sounds like an excuse for watching more films and more TV series, and I can guarantee that your family, your friends, your partner, whoever you live with, they're going to think that it's just a massive excuse to sit down and consume films and television. But be sure that if they start complaining, to tell them that the film coach said it was okay. In fact, I set it as your homework. But seriously, obviously, make sure to get outside, get some fresh air, some exercise, and also be sure to put aside enough time for your actual writing. But I do think that it's really important to watch plenty of films and to watch plenty of television series, and this will help you to understand structure and character and plot as well as dialogue. So the next thing is reading. So I think it's really important to be reading in order to help your writing. Reading is definitely going to be one of the things that's going to be most helpful for your writing. And I know personally that I'm not the most avid of readers. So I've got to make sure that I try and keep on top of my reading. And I do this by just trying to find a little bit of time here and there, wherever I can, to do a little bit of reading. So that might be 10 minutes on the tube as I'm on my way to work, or it could be 30 minutes before bed, just help myself to wind down before I go to sleep. I also think that obviously what you read is of great importance as well. So find that time wherever you can in the day to read something and to think about what you're going to read as well. So personally, I read a mixture of different reading materials. So that is books about writing and filmmaking, as well as reading scripts of TV and of film, and that might be like famous produced scripts, and that might also be sharing scripts with friends and with other writers to give each other feedback. And finally, I'd also make sure to add in some fiction and some non-fiction that is on topics that have nothing to do with film and writing. The reason I say this is because although it's really important to be dedicated to your craft, I think it's also important to have interests and hobbies that have nothing to do with writing and filmmaking. Just to give yourself that little bit of time when you're not thinking about writing and making scripts, so it doesn't get all too much for you. So my big hobby is open water swimming. I also like watching football and cycling. But whatever your hobbies are, whether it's baking or photography, dance, it doesn't matter what it is. Throw in some books on those topics, on topics that you love that have nothing to do with writing and filmmaking. And finally, there is listening. So listening is really helpful when it comes to understanding how people actually talk. So what they say and the way they say it, which can be different from person to person based on background and location and career, etc. And also listening to people that can help you to understand how people, especially us in the UK, how we don't always say what we actually mean. So I would highly recommend that you do plenty of listening. Go out there, be nosy, listen to people in cafes and supermarkets, on the underground, public transport, just try and listen to as many different people as possible. So male, female, young, old, rich, poor, and try to listen to them in as many different situations and settings as you possibly can, to try and understand how people speak as best as you possibly can. And I know that unfortunately is not very possible at the moment, but when restrictions are lifted and it feels like it's safe again, then do make sure to go out and eavesdrop to your heart's content. So those are my initial thoughts on writing dialogue. Help prepare yourself and develop those skills by making sure that you are watching, you're reading, and you are listening. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, then give it a like, leave a comment below, and share it with other people who you think might also find it helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Turn on notifications so that you'll be notified for my upcoming videos. My next video will be taking the second look at writing dialogue.